Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. My name is Denise Mika Hutchins and I'm broadcasting to you from Studio Mikarts. Our charity of the month is Best Friends Animal Society, and you can help me help them help the animals by donating to our fundraiser here on Twitch, visiting their website, which I've posted in the chat, or simply by watching my streams and bringing your friends, because I'll be making my own donation at the end of the month based on my unique viewers count. If you enjoyed today's stream, please support my creative work by becoming a Twitch subscriber to remove ads and get cute emotes, joining my Patreon for illustrated postcards and prints in the mail, or sending me some creative fuel through Buy Me a Coffee. Links to all these can be found in my Twitch About section. Today is Thursday, which means it's time for illustration, and I am back to work on my 9th anniversary art present to my husband. I feel certain I'll be able to get this done today. There's not very much left to do, and we've got a whole 3 hours. I will probably end the stream early if I finish this before stream time is over, because I couldn't sleep last night for some reason. So, I could, but I woke up so early. I woke up like 4 hours before wake up time and just laid there in bed for 4 hours, hoping I'd fall asleep. And so I'm feeling kind of tired now. And so I'm going to give myself that if I finish this early. But I'm not going to rush it either, so if we need the full 3 hours, and that's what we're going to take. What I wanted to work on today, and I had an idea. I'm so glad taking this amount of time and having space in between work sessions is great, because I can have ideas in between. My brain is kind of thinking about it in the background, processing what I did, and then I wouldn't have had this idea yesterday. Well, I did, but after I was done working. I wouldn't have had it during yesterday's. Obviously I didn't. And I didn't have it during the first day or when I was thinking of it before I started on it. The idea is, let's color the whole background green. I was thinking of leaving it white, but if I color it green, then it matches with all of this greenery. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I just want to add a little cascade of green, and it doesn't have to be very strong. I don't want it to compete with the greenery that's already there, already depicted, but just something so that it's not plain white. Can be a little bit more interesting. Maybe something like this would be nice. So I'm just going to, actually going to turn it sideways. You probably won't be able to, oh good, you can still see. It's going to be way easier because I can do this motion. It's going to be way easier for me to do it this way. So turning it sideways. And it's great. Coloring it in green. It's all green already, so it's fine if I go over into the marker areas, so I don't have to be super crazy precise or anything. This is definitely much more interesting than just having plain white. I'm going for a bit of a gradient effect. So I'm trying to make it darker at the top and fade into something a little lighter as we go down. Okay, let's add... Oh yeah, that's so much better. Wow! I didn't think it would make that big of a difference. I think it does. I wanted to add more green, a darker green. I was thinking it would be nice to create a vignette effect on all four corners. Ooh! It hurts to stretch over. So I think I can actually show you. I got my flu and COVID vaccines. So happy about that. But my arm is sore now. So that was a little tough just now to reach over and grab my pencils. But it's totally worth it. Totally worth it to defend myself. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one out, but I want to get a gray or something for the corners and the bottom. I was already using, was it cool gray? I think I was already using cool gray, so we'll just go back to that and add a little bit more as a vignette effect. The idea with the vignette, for me, why I like to use it not only in illustration, but when I'm editing certain photos, is that by having the darker corners, you force the eye to focus more in the center. So you're just helping direct the viewer to the more important part of the picture. And that looks pretty good. I feel like it's having the effect I wanted too, just by adding that little bit of extra. So what I thought to do, last little thing, is just to add a little bit more dark green using colored pencils. So I don't want too much detail in these leaves. These are just decoration, basically. So we don't need to be bringing a lot of attention over here. But I think it still looks nicer to have just a leaf here and there colored in more precisely. We could do the same thing with some lighter colored pencils too. So use the dark one. Let's get a lighter one. I thought I'd add a little bit more to the background, this green color I added, but I kind of like how it is. Plus there's a little bit extra added thanks to the vignette green I put in the corners. The only thing is it seems a little bit light over here. I don't remember which pencil I was using. Was it one of those or something from over here? It might have been this one. I think it was this one. Hopefully it was. Seems to match. Okay. Now what? Might be done with colored pencils. Oh no, because I want to do my favorite purple. But it might be done as far as coloring in things, adding shading and stuff. Yeah, let's add some purple. So we're just going to add it to the areas that are in shadow. Both dogs just snorted. Okay, I'm done with colored pencils, but not done with the piece. Still wanted to add some white ink highlight details. And I was also thinking of adding like just a little heart here, probably using some acrylic ink. Let me empty my pencil sharpener before I put it away. And put my colored pencil set away. Alright, let's see. I've got an orangish red. Well, this flame red though, but is this acrylic? This one's acrylic. Let's look up this Write and Draw ink. Waterproof ink for writing, sketching, and coloring. I don't know what it's made from though. I need something that'll be fine painting on top of waxy colored pencils. And actually now I think about it, even the acrylic ink might not work. It might bead up. So maybe I still have, no, I don't have a heart-shaped one. I think I used to, and I broke it because I used it so much. A punch that would punch out a heart shape. But maybe I can cut one out of red paper and and paste it on. That would be nice. Or maybe if I have a sticker, but I don't think I have a sticker. I guess I can look. Well, for now, I'll get my white ink out. And a brush. Just a little brush. Oh, I better get some water too, to clean the brush in. I'll just get a little one. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I'm back. Just had to step out to get this little bit of water in the middle of my palette. I used this ink relatively recently, so it might not need too much stirring. Well, it needs enough. So that's why I have this popsicle stick. You can see it's kind of yellow looking. This is, it separates so easily. So I just mix it. It's like tahini or any kind of nut or seed butter. Separates with time. All you gotta do is mix it back up, and it's perfectly good. And I don't need much, so what has come off on the popsicle stick, that'll be enough. I'm just going to set that in here. We can close the ink pot so it doesn't get spilled. Okay. Now there's still a little bit. There were some dry flakes of ink on me. Okay, got those off. So I'm just going to take some ink, thin it out a little bit so that it flows nicely. First, I'm just adding some lines to indicate the glass of my glasses. This is more of a storytelling technique rather than some sort of realism or naturalism, because in the photo I don't see any reflection on my glasses at all. But doing just a little bit helps show that these are glasses, since it's a very simplified representation. We can put a few little indications of the brightest hairs in the wolf ears. Now I'm going to add some lines. I've been doing it already, but I'm going to add some lines showing my hair escaping the, what's the term? The sort of confinement of its black ink outlines. I'm going to let it break free from that. Our watches ended up a lot more shiny looking than I meant it to be, but the lines came out way bigger. Way bigger than I was trying for. Now I'm thinking of adding something just a little bit whimsical, which is just little sparkles using the white, just kind of floating around. purely decorative. I wasn't imagining doing this at all, but when I started putting the white on, I was like, oh, we could do little sparkles. You just have nice little white sparkles. Okay. While this dries, there's some areas now that I put those sparkles on. Some of them are a lot stronger than I meant them to be, but a cool thing you can do is color them over with marker once it's dry and make them more colorful, not just white. So while that's drying, I'm going to make my little heart out of paper that I wanted. So I just need a little piece of paper. And I only have big sheets, so I'm going to use a big piece of paper. Alright, got my X-Acto cutting mat, a big piece of paper. Just need my X-Acto knife. And just sketch the heart. And we'll cut it out. I think this is a good size. Yeah, that looks like a good size. Try bring this down farther so y'all can see. Okay, this is as low as it goes. Oops. Hitting the little book holder thing. Okay. Boop! There it is! This whole huge 8.5, I mean huge, relative to what I'm using it for, 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, just to get this little less than a centimeter big paper heart. Looks pretty good though, huh? Okay. So, need like a... So I have my glue stick here. This is going to be the best thing to do. Just use the glue stick. But I need... Maybe I'll just stick it on here. Rub it around some. I'm like rubbing the heart on the glue stick. And pull it off of the glue stick. And put it on the drawing. This is going to be great. Yep. Alright, now I've got to rub my fingers together until this glue that got on me comes off. Try to get the little bits into the trash can. Looks pretty good because the red really stands out against the green since they are complementary colors, meaning they are opposites on the color wheel. So they enhance each other and make each other more bold. Alright, put my X-Acto knife away. I'm not going to mess with this heart. I'm going to try to just leave that heart and not touch it and leave it overnight. I'll put this stuff away. One day I'll go in for a sheet of red paper and I will remember, oh yeah, this one has a heart in it because I cut it out that one time. So just put the rest of the sheet back in the pile with my other colored paper collection. So hopefully this ink is now dry. I can put a little bit of marker on it. I don't want to do anything crazy. Just sort of tone it down a bit, especially where it's on us. So maybe we'll try this B21 to start. Whoops. Ooh, my vaccine arm is so sore. I don't know what the deal was, but they had to stab me twice for the second one. The spot they chose was not cooperating. Did not want to get stabbed. So, well, I guess good job, skin, being so strong. Impermeable. So my skin's doing a good job protecting me from the elements. Yep, this is working great. I'm just tapping. So I don't want to drag the ink. I also don't want to clog up this nib with ink. So I'm just tapping it on top of the white ink to dye these ink spots. Dye them a light blue. It's a really subtle change, but I think it makes a big difference overall to do something like this. It's worthwhile, in my opinion. I actually kind of want to go on even darker first. Like this dot here is just so big. I kind of want to take that back to original level. So let's go to the original color, I think, which was B37. One of these times I would like to get myself, they make these little tools that's just like a teeny tiny little metal ball on the end of the stick. And I've seen it for nail techs using it to do little dots with the nail polish. I'd like that for something like this. And I've thought of it before because I've done this before, this kind of thing. Oh, it's a lot more vibrant than I expected. But I do this kind of thing so infrequently that I never actually end up getting one. much better. So we still have some variety here, and it's kind of sparkliness, but it's not so in your face because it's just supposed to be decoration, not a main character. So let's do the same thing over here on me, my dress, which is much easier to decide what color because my dress is black. So we're gonna just do some grays. My brush tried to escape just now, but it didn't quite make it. It's still there. Stay there, brush. Don't go. Don't slide away onto the floor. If you're hearing that little scraping sound, oh, I think you can see it. You can see it in the upper puppy cam. Eva's having a running dream. That's better, more subtle. We don't have to do that everywhere. Around the outside seems fine. Just leaving it white. I think it might be done. There's a little more I want to do to call it presentable. Present, because it's a present. Which is trim away this extra stuff because I specifically made it this size so that it will fit in the frame that my husband has. It has 5 spots for 4x6, and he has 3 of them filled with various art I've made for him over the years. So this one would go in one of those spots, so it needs to be cut to size. Should I do that now? I'm also thinking about whether I can just go ahead and... It doesn't seem like there's any sticky stuff left where I did the glue there. I wanted to also scan this. I think I might want to scan it first. So I just keep a documentation, a digital archive of all my artworks. You know, not every sketch I've ever done or something like that, but finished pieces like this, I like to keep them in a digital archive. I'm also thinking about anything else I might like to add. Is there stuff I can do with a physical media only piece like this that I don't do with digital pieces because they disappear, like metallic or glittery stuff. I'm gonna get a red. I just noticed I have some of these sparkles that ended up on the red flowers, and they don't look as nice as I think they could. This one in particular is like, it's just kind of got a white blotch in the middle. It just looks like I didn't finish coloring it instead of like, oh, it's a sparkle. Nope, it doesn't look like that. There, that's better. Well, it is break time, so I guess I'll take a little break. Bring this down so that the piece can be seen a little better while I'm away. So I'll leave this here, and I guess when I come back, we'll just do some finishing up work, like scanning it and trimming it. So I'm going to put my Be Right Back sign on. I encourage everyone to take this opportunity to get stretched and refreshed. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Hello everyone, I'm back! Aoife's back, though she's designed to go into the other bed right now because Chappie didn't come back, so Aoife gets to try this bed. They're swirling around there. I could look at her with my eyes, but I'm looking at her in the camera. Okay, so we don't have very much left to do on this. I realized that although I would like to scan this first and then trim it, I'll trim it first because I don't want to switch back and forth between my physical camera and my desktop capture. So I'm just going to use my little paper trimmer. Doesn't quite go to 6 inches, but I already measured it ahead of time, so and I think I'll cut it a little bit bigger than what it is and than what it's meant to be anyway. So I'm just gonna line it up nice and tight against there and shoop, and do the other side. Shoop. And the 2 long sides. So when you put it in a frame, the frame isn't the exact size and you lose a little bit anyway. So it's okay to leave this little bit of white around the edges. So for some reason trimming it out makes it look even extra special. So now there's that. So all we want to do is scan it. Then I'll write, an anniversary message on it and everything. But I don't need to do that on stream. I'm getting my scanner going. While that warms up, I'll move my stuff over to my digital workstation. Yeah, I was thinking about whether there were any stickers. So I guess that was mostly for the hearts. You have these little adhesive rhinestones. Of all kinds of sizes, real big ones. But some of these little tiny ones might be nice. Or it might be a distraction. Plus I don't know if they would fit in the frame if I did that. Okay, we won't do that. Might stick too far out. see. These are bigger stickers. And these are all themed. I'm looking for stuff that would just be like a little simple, like star or leaves or something. But I think these all might be more like character based. And here's some flowers, but this is very specific, like sakura. And what I have here is willow because it was referencing the 9th anniversary being the willow anniversary. Okay, so I don't really have any stickers, which is fine. I'm just looking what cool creative stuff can I add. Here's some red glitter. Red glitter paint. Craft paint. Was on sale for 50 cents. Let's put some of this on. I have not used this in ages. You can tell just barely through this little gap here, but it is completely separated. It's here. I think if I, yeah, there you can see how it's kind of yellowish here. That's because that's the medium. It's all separated from the pigment and other inclusions. So I'm gonna shake this for a while. And then we can add some once it's reincorporated. So that'll be fun. I can just paint a little glitter on that heart. Make it a little more interesting. And who knows, maybe do like a little touch here and there outside of the heart. Got my scanner ready and then I remembered this. So even though the scanner's going over there, I might not actually use it for a little bit. That said, with that buzzing happening, or hum really, I'm going to turn it off so that you don't have to listen to that until I'm actually ready to use it. This is looking nice and incorporated now. Didn't take as long as I thought to shake it up. Okay, I'm just going to use my same palette that I used earlier for the white ink. Probably do not need very much at all. Let's see what it says. Glitter in an easy-to-use brush-on formula. Ideal for use on wood, paper mache, ceramic, glass, and most porous surfaces. Shake well. Check. Apply with brush. Yep. Let dry between coats. Soap and water cleanup while wet. Allow to cure 24 hours. Non-toxic. Allow to cure. Might not need that long. It's just going on paper. Not wood or something, but oh yeah, it's just literally glitter and it's like in glue kind of. Suspended in glue. or some sort of acrylic medium or something. So I definitely don't want this to dry on the brush, or else it'll never come off. So I'm trying to brush the glitter into a more even application because it kind of clumps together the little pieces. Now I'm brushing it around the outside to give it a sort of sparkling glitter halo. Maybe, that's the idea. Sometimes the glitter is just not coming off of the brush, just sticking in the brush instead. Okay, so we definitely won't be scanning today because I want this to dry. That's cute. That's way more interesting than what it was before. It'll look different too once it's dry because it's still wet, so it's a little bit darker than it's gonna be, I think. Okay, I want to make sure this brush stays wet until I'm ready to actually clean it. How can I do that? It just wants to come out. Well, I'll just leave it here. I'll hold this up to show you what it looks like right now, but it's gonna look different. You can see a little bit of the medium still wet right here, that paler area. And then I've got the glitter. Oh, you can really see it shining like that. I've got the little glitter coming all out, way even up here. Here's the effect. It's kind of mid-range. And then from a distance, it's not too gaudy or whatever. You can't even really notice from far away that it's got that extra glitter. So that's cute. That's a cute little addition. Little final bonus touch. But since I want to let this dry, it says let it dry for 24 hours. I don't think, applying it on paper, I don't think it needs to be dried for 24 hours. But definitely longer than I'm going to just hang around here on stream. So I'll just do a little final look at what we accomplished today and over the past 2 days. I think it looks pretty good. Adding the marker on top of the white ink worked really well. Here I did gray marker on my dress and then the blue marker on my husband's shirt. Well, actually 2 different colors of each, but there's the final result. My 9th anniversary present to my husband. Our anniversary is on next Monday. Yay! Looking forward to it. We're going to have some delicious vegan steaks and who knows what else. Maybe some cake. But I think I'm going to call it good there today. Just do a half stream, 1.5 hours. Oh, Pichu is here right as I'm signing off. I Hi, Pichu! Thank you for joining me as always. You're doing homework. I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave you because I got my flu and COVID vaccine. I'm showing you my Band-Aid. And since I'm done with this project, I feel like taking a half day. So I'm gonna sign off here today. Oh, I'm so sorry, Pichu came right as I was leaving. I'm sorry. Thank you for the GG, by the way. I appreciate it. All right, everyone. Although it's just the two of us right now, but still, for anybody watching the video on demand or the recording on YouTube, that's it for today's live stream. Thank you so much for spending this time with me and everything you do to support Studio Mikarts. If you're new to my channel and want to see more, please follow Studio Mikarts on Twitch to get notified next time I go live. You can also support me by becoming a Twitch subscriber to get ad-free viewing and cute emotes, joining my Patreon for lovely illustrations in the mail, or sending some creative fuel through Buy Me a Coffee. All the links are in my Twitch About section. I'll be streaming again tomorrow. It will be Chibi Friday, and I will be working on my chibi soon. I think what I'm going to do is work on the gold paint. So that should be fun. Some metallic gold paint work tomorrow. So I hope to see you then. But either way, let me wish you a wonderful rest of your day and thank you for watching.